So?
I ran all the way.
You
Parked on top of it.
Got it, Ben. Got it, Ben. Yeah! Great play, Benjamin. Wow. Go pro, bud.
Nice pitch.
He's short arming it.
That's why I'm trying to shoulder. Shoulder to shoulder now.
Broomstick, right?
Yep. Hard now. Yeah.
Do we have, what kind of chips does everyone prefer? I just
Surprise
got
me.
10 bags.
Surprise me with something I love. What do you do?
I know what you want.
So
I know
jalapeno.
you do.
So the jalapeno chips.
And
no,
she knows.
Dorito.
Doritos, jalapeno chips, sour cream. No, I
Okay,
only healthy.
ranch
Hey,
Doritos?
the camera's on. I only
Hey,
healthy.
no
Vegetable
chips.
straws, please.
Hey, let me get that line again. The
Vegetables.
healthy line. Go
Vegetables.
ahead. Take 2 of the healthy line.
What, Dad?
Hey, you're staying with Mom. Because you're going to get lunch and then meet me at Bodie's game. We're all going together. I think you might ride with Pop or Grandma. Everyone's leaving right now, okay?
What are we getting for lunch?
Yeah, right there.
Which way?
Let's both ways.
Nice, Bo!
You got to see it.
I got to see it. Good job, Bo. And her brother. Good job, Bo.
Be aggressive. Good job. Winner, Bodie did great. That feel good? Yeah. All right, good job.
Since their 11-0 start last season, the Steelers have only won 2 of their last 9 games. 11 straight wins, and then 2-7. It seems to me, Jeff, that Mike Tomlin kind of squeezed the last bit of juice out of his old QB and team, and there's just nothing left. That's what it feels like.
Did that hit get tagged at all this past week?
At one time I remember feeling it like, okay, that kind of hurts a little bit, but it wasn't bad.
That's good.
So yeah, I would call it a win in terms of getting out of the game without much issue.
I don't know, because I would imagine too, you're not the only person with bumps and bruises out there at some capacity. But that joint you had on your hip, my brother.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why I look at it now and it's like, oh yeah, this is like 5 weeks. Like you look at it now and you're like, that is gnarly. And you're like, yeah, that's 5 weeks old. Like think about what it was 5
Like,
weeks
that's
ago.
healed, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
When you showed it to me, I was like, you should go to the. Why are you showing? You should show it to the doctor. I shouldn't be the one looking at this.
Yeah, I just want to get to a point of like, and I think we said before, like not like sucking.
Yeah.
you know, like I just want to get to a point where I'm feeling like I can throw, because what people don't understand is when you throw baseball, football, I mean anything, when you throw an object, people are like, oh, it's all your arm, right? It's like your arm, shoulder, elbow, like this whole area. And to a point, yes, but honestly, that's the last thing. When you throw a ball, the first thing when you throw a ball is your feet, your lower body. It has to be anchored. You have to step, like the things you have to do starts lower. Then it works up to your core, and all the rotational stuff. And then the arm is last. Like that's the last thing when you throw. So because my legs and my leg specifically have been hurting so bad, it's really affected my like mobility, throwing, like subtle movements in the pocket, feeling like I can step in and make a throw. It has really been affected because of how much it hurts.
Dang.
And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to then compensate by using all arm. So I noticed in like the Packer game, like I opened my like stance way up. I wasn't stepping on my target. You know, I tell Benjamin all the time, step to your target when you throw. I was opening up, and then I maybe like overstride, and it's basically just trying to figure out a way to make it all come from here up. Like forget the bottom part, let's just work the top, or like, you know, core and arms. And you know,
Because of pain?
Because of pain, yeah.
Wow.
Like trying to deal with it and trying to compensate and make something work. And so
And because of that, you're getting more wear and tear on your shoulder.
yes.
You know,
Mhm.
and
And I'm not
I
playing
imagine
well.
that's.
I wasn't. I'm not playing well. I mean, you look back on the first quarter. You know, quarters. You know, we used to be 16 games, break up into fours.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now that we've got the extra game, you know, we kind of calling it the first quarter. We're 2-3. You know, we won the first one, big game at Buffalo. Then we go through kind of a 3-game skid, which was rough. And then we got the last one at home, finally against Denver. But like I felt those 3 games, like, man, I just didn't feel right. I didn't feel good, and I felt like it affected my play, which then affected our us playing and how good we do and this, that, and the other. And so I just, you know, I kind of said going into the last game, like, no, I got to find a way.
Yeah.
Like you got to know how to like compensate. All right, Ben, I don't care if it hurts. Like you've done this long enough, figure it out. Know how to make it happen. And I felt like I kind of did that last week a little bit, and then obviously not getting hit helps.
Yeah.
But it's just been a unique new challenge for me. I've dealt with knees and dealt with things, but this is enough pain in my hip that it makes it hard to move. Even subtle movements makes it hard.
I mean, you set a couple records, which is super dope. Past Dan Marino, right? So you're 6th of all time in passing yards, over 61,000 passing yards, 400 touchdowns.
You always want to, you know, I've played this game long enough. I've broke a lot of records and passed people, and it's really cool. But you always want to do it and win. Like that means so much more. So I hate that we didn't win when it happened. But it still doesn't take away from the fact of like what you did and who you passed. I mean, I got Marino's jerseys on my wall. I mean, I grew up watching him, and it was, you know, him, Montana, Elway, Kelly, like those guys are the guys. And so to put your name amongst those legends is it's humbling. It's really cool. Something they can't take away from you. You can't take it away, you know?
It was so funny because when you did that in Green Bay, my instinct was like, oh, I got to go dab up my guy. All right, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm sitting there, I look at the security guy like, I'm probably not allowed to do this. I did want to ask you about Juju. Like, I didn't get to see that play. I saw him get tackled, but I didn't see the, I was talking to Ken's afterwards, and it looked like, she's like, yeah, it looked like that hit pretty gnarly. What impact does that have, man?
Yeah, so it stinks, right? I mean, for Juju, all of us. Like, I'm part of me, like, even for like me selfishly, like I'm like, I want to be out there with that guy, you know? And if this is it for me, which I don't know, but if it is, like, I want to do it with him. Yeah. Like, he was one of the things I was excited coming back for, because he's a guy that I've been with probably, I think, the longest of all the offensive guys. And a guy that just loves the game of football. I mean, he's a competitor, and you can say what you want about the off the field, the TikToks and the Twitters and all the stuff that he does. But when that man steps on a football field or steps in the building to do his job, he does it with a fire and a passion and a love for the game, for his teammates. You never questioned it. You never questioned his heart and his desire and his preparation. He was a comfort blanket for me. I mean, I'm gonna miss that. I want to miss we're gonna miss the toughness. His joy. I mean, he just brought joy to the game. and he had fun doing it. He was tough, and I think that's when he texted me, "I'm sorry," and I was like, "What are you apologizing for?" And the only thing I could think of is that he tried to be a tough guy and he tried to run someone over, which is what he does.
Yeah.
And it didn't work this time, and it was devastating on all of us. But on him, I mean, a contract year. He came back to practice today. We got to see him, first time since surgery. But yeah, it was. I feel awful. I mean, I'm sick to my stomach for him. I mean, I'm selfishly mad and jealous because I'm not jealous, but I'm mad. Like I want him to be out there for me because he's such a good football player.
Yeah.
But I feel so bad for him, just because I know what he's put into this.
Yeah.
And so, it's just tough.
That was so tough, man, to watch. Like, because I've never seen Juju like wince. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen him get laid out, seen him get up, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's Juju, he can take it." And then when I saw him wince, I was like, "Oh, that's probably something serious, man." Yeah, that's why I was curious because I know you guys are close off the field, and so when that happened, I'm like, yeah, Pittsburgh's got a pretty good operation over there to where it's like next man up. I mean, I don't know that you can replace what he brings, but they'll figure out a way to continue to keep going. But on a personal level, I mean,
yeah, and that's you're right. Well, guys are going to have to step up. Everyone's got to step up, myself included. But you can't. I got asked that in the media this week. It was like, how do you replace who or how do you or what guy? You don't replace that guy. There's just certain guys you can put people in and you can do things, but you can't replace a guy like that. What he means to this team. Yeah. It just doesn't work like that. So, I don't know. It's.
I don't know how it works, but is he still able to be around? I would imagine.
Yeah, he can come around whenever he wants. Okay. Like I said, I saw him today. He was like, "Hey, if you want, I'll still come over for dinner." I'm like, "Oh, you can invite yourself over to my house for dinner."
He's Samoan, bro. Of course he'll be here for dinner. Yeah.
Whatever you need, bro.
That's awesome.